So we can start the event. Thank you all for joining today's event. Welcome to the Data Science Meetup, and we are we are charged with the theme natural language. So we have our speakers available already, and yeah, they are going to be breaking down this topic to us, where they are going to tell us more about it. I hope everyone is ready to learn, because I surely am ready to learn, and I'm sure everyone here is ready to get more knowledge. So we are about to start. Yeah. I hope we can make do of the few knowledge we can gain today. Thank you. So the first speaker is going to come up now, Mr. Mike Adeyemi, who is a Python developer for Bincom Dev Center. So Mr. Michael, you can start right now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Let me share my screen. Everyone see my screen.
Oh, we can icon, Michael.
Okay, can see my screen. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michael Adeyemi, and I'm a Python developer at Bincom Dev Center. So I'll be talking about natural language processing in the present and future opportunities. So can anyone hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so we'll be looking at what natural language processing is, the components of natural language processing, applications of NLP, future possibilities of NLP, and we are going to conclude. So what is natural language processing? So natural language processing, also known as NLP, is a branch of computer science, artificial intelligence, and computational linguistics concerned with the interaction between computers and humans. So its goal is to enable computers to communicate with humans in a natural way. So basically, the major aim of natural language processing is just for us to be able to communicate with our machines and to be able to interact with them. So let me give an example. So I was born in and brought up in Nigeria. So I can speak English. And so take for instance, I travel out to Paris. Now, Paris is in France. So if I travel out to Paris, and for me to be able to communicate with those that are in France, in Paris, I have to be able to know how to speak French. So for my communication to the to flow frequently, I have to be able to know how to speak French. So if I don't know how to speak French, it will be very difficult for me to communicate with those living in Paris. So that is how natural language processing is all about. So now we have some components of NLP. So we have the NLE and we have the NLG. So the NLU is called natural language understanding, and we have the NLG, which is natural language generation. So what is natural language understanding? So natural language understanding is a branch of artificial intelligence that helps machines to now understand and analyze human language by extracting the text from large data such as keywords, emotions, relations, and semantics. So on my screen, you see an example of NLU, that is natural language understanding. Now, this is a feedback from a customer which is using Facebook message app. It says literally your Facebook message app is useless. You only want it. Hello.
Sorry about that.
Then what's
Yeah, can you
okay?
hear me?
Yeah, I can continue, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it says the Facebook message app is useless and you only want it to increase profits. Please fix yourself, it's sad. So this is a review from a customer using the Facebook message app, which is Messenger app. So now you can see what it derives from this message, that the emotion of this person that wrote the customer writing this message is in a frustrated mood. The person is actually frustrated. What tone is the person using? The person is using a negative tone and a subjective tone, an authoritative tone. And what organization is this app that we're talking about, that this customer is talking about? It's Facebook, and the product is a messenger app. Now you can see the adjective useless, sad, and the language is an English informal language. So this is all about natural language understanding. Now, when we talk about natural language generation, now it is the process of what are extracting meaningful insights as phrases and sentences in the form of natural language. Now, natural language processing is the process of accurately translating what you say into machine readable data so that NLG can use that data to generate a response. So in NLG now, what machines understand are binary numbers, which are 1 and 0. So when we write a sentence or when we speak a word, now what the machine does is that it now takes this word and now translate them to machine readable data that the machine can be able to understand. Then after translating it to it, then you can now be able to generate response from that data that is gotten from it. Now, in other words, NLP reads or hears, while NLG writes or speaks. So that is about NLG. Now, applications of natural language processing. So where do this natural language processing, where can we find this natural language processing application? So where one of them is our sentiment analysis. Now, sentiment analysis is a natural language processing technique that is used to determine whether the data is positive, negative, or neutral. Now, sentiment analysis is often performed on textual data to help business monitor brand, product sentiment in customer feedback, and understand customer needs. Take, for instance, we have a product, or you have a product and you put this product out there for the world to use. Now, that is why we have reviews. You always to have reviews. You ask your customers to review, to be able to give their feedback on those products. Now, you can see an image down here on my screen. Now, you can see the negative emoji. So, if, for instance, the customer should put this emoji on the feedback, you should know that this is the negative emoji and negative feedback. Now we also have the neutral feedback. Negative feedback says totally dissatisfied with the service, worst customer care ever. So for you, you are going to know that this is not a very nice feedback from your customer. This is a negative feedback from your customer. A neutral feedback will say, good job, but I will expect a lot more in future. Now, your positive feedback will say, brilliant efforts. Brilliant effort, guys. Loved your work. So these are feedbacks that are gotten from our customers when we do sentiment analysis. Now, sentiment analysis is often performed on textual data to help business monitor brand and product sentiment in customer feedback and understand customer needs. Now, we go to machine translation, which is MT. Now, machine translation refers to a completely automatic software that can translate content from one language to some other languages. Now, you can see on my screen, say good morning. Now, we are translating from English to French, and French says bonjour. So you can also translate in any other language you want. If be it Spanish, be it Chinese, whatever language, even Yoruba, you can also translate all this into, you can translate from Yoruba to English and English to Yoruba. So examples of this machine translation, we have smart cards, we have transifex, we have sound. So the most popular one all of us know is Google Translate. So that is that. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you. So going forward, we have speech recognition. Now, speech recognition is the process of enabling a computer to identify and respond to the sounds produced in human speech. It uses natural language processing to transform spoken language into machine-readable format. So when we take, for instance, we have our phone and want our phone to maybe just say, okay, want our phone to be able to type some words on Google or search for some words on Google and just say, okay, Google, search for what is Python or what is natural language processing. So what this speech recognition does is that it now identifies that sound, that the human sound, and then it responds to that. So some of the examples of this speech recognition are Cortana, Siri, and Google Assistant. These are examples of speech recognition. We also have chatbots. So chatbots is a computer program or artificial intelligence that communicates with a customer via textual or sound methods. So they are designed to understand natural language and deliver an appropriate response through natural language generation. Some examples of companies that use these chatbots are Slack, Lyft, and Messenger. So even WhatsApp also uses chatbots. So these are some examples of our chatbots. Now you can see Be It Fitness. You can see, let's just say get started, hello, and you can see that it responded to the person's message. I say thanks for your interest in Be It Fitness, which is coming to Jeddah very soon. So now many of us use WhatsApp Business. I hope you guys can see my screen.
We can.
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. So many of us use WhatsApp Business. There was a time I was actually chatting with one of my friends, and I just got this response that, hello, welcome to so I forgot the name of the guy's company, and he was telling me we are closed for today, but we open at so time. So this chatbot, actually how it works is that they are going to feed it some information like, okay, this is the name of my company, because as humans, we cannot be online 24/7. We cannot just be online 24/7. We have to have some time, we have to rest. Times that we need to sleep, there are sometimes we fall ill. So this is why chatbots are being created. So so that they can be able to respond to our customers. So we actually feed it some information, name of our company, the time our company or the time our company or store are being open and time they are being closed, and some other useful information like some frequent information about the product and or product or services you render, and so many things. You can see on my screen another example of Sobo stylist booking, but you can see it was able to say which services would you like to book, and the person replied with cut and blow dry. So these are some informations that we need to feed it, which day, Tuesday, what time, and 6 p.m. So these are information we need to feed our chatbot for our chatbot to be able to function well. We also have another application which is autocorrect. So autocorrect is a software function that automatically makes or suggests correction for mistakes in spelling or grammar made while typing. So natural language processing plays a vital role in grammar checking software and autocorrect function. So a tool like Grammarly now, for example, uses NLP to help you improve your writing by detecting grammar spelling or sentence structure errors. Now, an example is on my screen here. You can see it's already bringing what we call an autocorrect. It's also bringing an suggestion for the user that, okay, this is what you are actually talking about, or is this is the right spelling to which you are writing. So that is about autocorrect. We also have some future possibilities of NLP. Sorry about that. Some future possibilities about so the NLP application are not just restricted to resolving customer questions or offering customized shopping, but however, as advanced into a greater technological help of sorts. So in the present day, we can see natural language processing can be trained to give a list of mistakes. For example, what's wrong with my network? So those applications that I just listed are the present applications or present possibilities or present opportunities or that NLP presents. So now, in the coming years, let's look at in the coming years, NLP now will be in a position to find out the user's actual intention, like she or he wants network constant for access. So the future of NLP in AI will be training. The technology advancements will be more excited with innovation driven by derived from the combinations of AI, NLP, IoT, and ML like digital technologies. So that's like the future possibility of NLP. It's not going to just, it's not going to now find out the user's actual intention. What does this user actually want? So now in conclusion, I would say processing is the practice of teaching machines to understand and interpret conversational inputs from humans. So it is also a part of our everyday life. It is essential to our lives and home and at work. So many of us use NLP. We talk about chatbots, talk about our autocorrect using Grammarly, we talked about sentiment analysis. So it's also a part of our everyday life, and it's essential to our lives at home and at work. So with that, I come to the end of my presentation. Thank you all for listening, and that'll be all from my end.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Michael, for that wonderful presentation. I hope a lot of people have learned. I've noticed that some people are just joining. Welcome, you are just joining. This is the Python Meetup or Data Science Meetup. So we are going to play a very short video for about 5 minutes before the second speaker comes to the podium and give us his speech. So please bear with us as we play this video. It's just a very short video of 5 minutes. Thank you.
Services lead at Bincom Dev Center. Bincom Dev Center is a multi-location tech training and development center in Nigeria, and our major objective at Bincom Dev Center is to produce over 1,000 quality tech individuals every year. These people are highly employable, globally attractive, and highly sought after in the tech ecosystem. You ask why, right? Yes, tech talents are in high demand in international communities such as US, the UK, Canada, and France. These countries have made policies and pathways to enable immigrations for tech talent. And guess what? Average salaries of software developers are as high as £35,000 per annum, and this is at the entry level. The opportunity for tech talents are endless, both locally and internationally. This means that the tech ecosystem is one of the highest employers of labor in Nigeria. Yet, many tech companies say that they are not able to find the right tech talents that they need. This is why we started the Bincom Global Tech Program. The program focuses on 3 major pillars, which are learn skills, gain experience, and gain exposure. The program spans between 1 to 2 years, and during this period, trainees are taken through an in-depth curriculum in their chosen tech tracks and also in development of soft skills required for them to become globally attractive in the tech ecosystem, both locally and internationally. This program helps trainees to learn tech skills, gain relevant tech experience, and also exposure to the endless possibilities and opportunities available in the tech ecosystem all over the world. Listen to some of the testimonials of our past trainees.
Yes, I had high hopes and expectations while joining Bincom Academy.
The program has various knowledge tracks that you can choose from. Some of the technical knowledge tracks include the data science track, which is starting with Python. We have the backend track starting with PHP, the front-end mobile app track starting with JavaScript, the DevOps infrastructure track. We have the UI UX graphics track, and also the software testing and quality assurance track. And apart from the technical and software programming knowledge tracks, we also have business knowledge tracks that are equally highly paid across the world. And some of them include the project, service, and product management track starting with Agile. We have the digital marketing, performance marketing track as well. That's interesting, right? Yes. This is a highly intensive program. You need to be able to commit at least 40 hours every week to the program. You can choose from our various shifts. We have the regular shift, which is the 40 hours weekly, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on weekdays and 1 to 2 Saturdays a month. We have the night shift, the 40 hours weekly, which is 5 p.m. till late on weekdays and 1 to 2 Saturdays every month. We also have the majorly weekend shift, which is 40 hours weekly, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, and then 4 hours every other weekdays. We also have other flexible shifts based on your availability. Yes, all you need to start are a laptop device and a passion and hunger for IT. But wait, it gets better. We have various financing options to help you cover the cost of the program. Though the program is not free, you do not need to have money to be able to apply and be admitted to this program. The total cost of the Bincom Global Tech program over the 1 to 2 years period is 1.2 million naira. And we have one of the financing options available is the income sharing agreement, which means that the company will sponsor you through the entire program and you only start paying when you start earning income. After the program, this means that aside the skills, the experience, and the exposure, the company is also willing to invest their money on you. It doesn't get better than that. What are you waiting for? Hurry up to bincom.net/globaltech and register to launch your global tech career. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Sorry. Yeah, thank you for that, for holding it down with us. So we'll be inviting the second speaker to come and take the podium now and tell us more about himself and also share with us knowledge about the topic for today. So join me in welcoming Mr. Fadausi Samuel. Thank you, Mr. Samuel. You can now start.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Right. I'm Samuel Fadunsim. Yeah, a software engineer and data scientist at Blue Technologies in Abuja, Nigeria. Right, and I'll just be picking up from where Michael stopped. Right, and thank you, Michael, for that wonderful presentation. Thank you for the exposure, and I think Mike has actually done a really, really good job, right? He's taking us through the things that I believe to be fundamental, right? The things that we need to actually know. So I would say that my role here, right, is to actually bring clarity for those who've got questions, for those who still do not, taking us through basically what natural language processing entails, right? Components of natural language processing. We talked about natural language understanding, the ability of computers to actually understand to an extent, right, human language, right, whether it's written or spoken form. And then also we looked at natural language generation, right? That's the ability of computers of, right, human readable texts, right? So and then Michael took us through, the applications of natural language processing, the different areas. We saw how, any businesses, when it comes to sentiment analysis, businesses are able to leverage the ability of computers to actually extract insights from words, right? And actually, make decisions and determine the mood, the feeling behind different content that is out there on the internet. So businesses use that to actually know how, have an idea of how their target audience, their consumers are actually, reacting to their products, right? You have platforms, social media platforms actually leverage things, like sentiment analysis also to do some form of speech regulation, content censorship, right? For example, you don't necessarily need to have someone report maybe content on social media that is not necessarily in keeping with social media laws, right? And things that are allowed to be put out there. Racism is not allowed; it's frowned on in different nations of the world, all over the world, right? So even on social media. So it's not until you have actually a user reporting another user, you already have sentiment analysis capabilities embedded into the infrastructure of social media technologies, right? Where when a user posts a content, the content is flagged, is censored, is flagged as either offensive or not offensive. And, that's because of the power of natural language processing, right? And then we also talked about, voice recognition software, voice recognition solutions. We have virtual assistants that are leveraging voice recognition capabilities, right? You have your Siri on your iPhone, you've got Alexa, you've got Cortana. You can actually run operations on your mobile phone, on your computer with just your voice. You can make phone calls, set voice, right? And so also still looking at the capabilities, the applications right now, right, of natural language processing. We look at things like text extraction. So we have things like named entity recognition, right? So the ability of computers and machines to be able to like find places that are mentioned, right? These things actually work hand in hand. When we think think about it, right? Think about it. We have been able to like identify what would look like individual components, or let me say individual areas, right, of natural language processing. You know, looking at natural language understanding, for an example, we have talked about text classification, which is like the foundation of sentiment analysis, being able to like classify text, categorize texts, right, into, you know, emotions, into moods, into sentiments. Is this positive? Is this negative? Is this offensive? Is this not offensive, right? But so there's text classification, but also we talk about text extraction, being able to like find keywords, right, in text. Right, so text summarization of documents, right? You have, maybe let's say you don't have time, you have your boss sends a document for you to consume, something that is actually like really needed to go ahead with the task or something, and it's quite voluminous. You feel like you don't have the time because of the deadline you are facing to, you know, go through all this volume of document and consume it and do what you've got to do. So you need to be able to summarize that quickly. You want to look for the keywords, the things that are actually very important. So you have summarization tools that are actually AI powered, you know, NLP based, right? That you can actually extract the keywords from that document and you can summarize the document. Solutions like plagiarism checkers also work with work based on, you know, the ability of computers based on natural language processing capabilities, right? To be able to extract text from data. So, you know, that's how plagiarism checkers work. You have tools like Grammarly, right, that help you do that check as you're writing, you know, check for plagiarism, right, and all of that. So I'm saying that, so for example, you know, text classification, text extraction, they work together. So even in the area of sentiment analysis, right, we have a social media post, for example, from a user, to be able to fully categorize the text, right, the post, as whether it's offensive or not, whether it's a positive review post. So that's text extraction leading to classification, right? We have named entity recognition, which is also something of the sort of text extraction where, for example, we want to know what brand is talked about. So to identify the brand that is being talked about in that particular post, for example, that's named entity recognition, right? So, and
can anybody hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I think his network is out for a minute. So, okay, and yeah, he's no more on the call for now. So please, when he joins, we'll continue. So please, if you have questions or you have a contribution you want to add, you can drop it in the chat box, and also you wait till when the event is finished. After the second speaker has spoken finish, so you can ask your questions, and the two speakers will be able to give you replies to whatever question you have. So please, let's hold on a bit. Yeah.
thank you for that. Thank you for that. All right. So back to our disease, right? So, you know, things like audio to text is possible, right, based on natural language generation capabilities, right? So we have computer being able to like convert audio from human speech to text. So, for example, you have tools that auto-generate subtitles for videos. So, for example, you can have a recording of a meeting like this, right? And then you feed it into a software, right, that is able to like transcribe and then convert the things that I'm saying in this meeting, right? The things that I'm saying in this recording, transcribe it into like a text, right? Into a transcript, generate a transcript from that, right? You can auto-generate subtitles, or that's all audio to text, and that's natural language generation, right? That's it right there. Also, text to audio, right? So you have tools where you want to read a speech, right? So you just input the text, the written speech, and then you have your machine read it out loud for your listeners to actually hear. So I don't know, maybe that sounds like bad news for voiceover artists. I don't know, you judge. So we're just talking about the many capabilities, right? And things that computers, let's say technology is able to do now that falls into the category of natural language processing. So I would say that there's so much. The applications of natural language processing at the moment is quite diverse in many different areas. We've talked about it. Autocorrect, virtual assistants, right? Things like autocorrect, autocomplete, they all fall into the area of virtual assistants. You're having help, right, from a machine. You are being virtually assisted, right? In your communication, you're having a chat with your sweetheart, you're having a chat with your boss, with your friend. You have mistakes in your spelling. It's automatically your computer helps you adjust your spelling. You are chatting. You don't need to type all your words. The machine is able to predict what you want to say next, right? And then generate the text, and you find that this works, and then you just tap on it, and so you have like auto suggestions to like complete your sentences, right? And this works a lot in search engines, right? You are trying to search for something. We see it every day on Google, right? Even on Bing, we see it every day. You are trying to search for something. It's like Google can read your mind. Suddenly, you just said how to. So next thing you see is how to learn Python without paying. Like Google can read your mind. But of course, this is all natural language generation capabilities, being able to predict, right, based on your initial inputs, being able to predict what you want to like write next or input next. So that's natural language generation right there. So in different areas, I would say that the future of natural language processing mostly would incline towards the direction of getting machines now, right, not just to understand or to be able to take actions or make decisions based on words, right, on speech, but actually to understand the meaning of the words that are being used. So for example, a machine can understand that when he finds a word like useless in a post, that's a post that is coming from a place of frustration by the user, right? So you can understand that, okay, this is a negative, but the machine really does not understand what useless means, right? It doesn't really understand the meaning of the word useless. So it can only determine based on its training that, okay, this is an offensive word, this is a word that connotes a negative energy and stuff. But the machine really does not understand the meaning of the word useless itself. So the future of NLP actually lies in that pursuit, right? Our pursuit to bring machines to the place where they can actually not just understand the use of words, but the meaning of the word itself. And that's a place where we want to actually bring human-machine interaction, human-machine communication to the level of human-to-human communication, where machines can actually interact with humans the way humans interact with humans. And so that will open up a new world of possibilities. It's going to enrich virtual assistants, right? And people are already proposing, for example, technologies where robots, we call them humanoids, right? Robots that are built like humans, that can serve as nannies, for example, that can serve as playmates, buddies, right? Even for young people, for even old people, for the aged, people that are way past their years of like social bonding, they can't really be there alone in their rooms. They have robots, humanoids that can keep them company. They can have conversations, right? And all of that. So that's the future of NLP, right? So I'm going to take this needed pause now, right? And answer questions if perhaps there are questions, right, from the audience, from the listeners. So I will take a pause now and we just go through the questions together.
Okay. All right. So are you done?
Yeah, I would say I'm done.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Now we'll go to the question and answer segment where the team, that's the Python team, will need to ask questions, and yeah, the two speakers that are spoken will take your questions and would be able to reply and get clarification on whatever question the team has. So now it's time for questions. The questions bug your mind, you can ask these questions right now. Right. Yeah. Okay. I think I do have a question. Yeah, I think I have a question for any of the two speakers. Yeah, there is this kind of notion. I'm not really very sure about that. Okay, I think there was this time I wanted to buy a laptop. So I have not started, I've not used the browser before, searching to buy a laptop and stuff. I've not searched for it. But I just woke up suddenly the next day. Then I started receiving this kind of notifications about laptops. Laptops, every notification or ad that is popped to me on internet are laptop based. But I've not really pressed on my search engine that where can I buy a laptop and but on my search box or ad that is popping out to me, they are showing laptops there, different laptops, continuously every day of the week. Can I call that NLP also? And if it is NLP, is how were they able to know that I was actually in need of a laptop at that time? So yeah, any of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Michael, do you want to go ahead and answer the question, or should I?
Sorry, you can go ahead.
Okay, all right. So if let me ask this, right? You use an Android phone, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, okay. I would say that's obvious. I mean, from the question, I can tell 100% that you use an Android phone. And right, why that is because I think there's a lot of people still consider it a conspiracy theory. I think there was actually a lawsuit like that against Google, right, in the US, right, about concerning Google listening in on conversations, right, via people's phones, phones, microphones. For example, the Android is a Google OS, right? The Android operating system was developed by Google, right? So all Androids are actually powered by Google, except you're using Huawei, all right?
Yeah.
Or some of those Chinese, yeah, right? But the idea is that you may not search on your browser that you're looking for a laptop, but you see, if Google, right, for example, right, is able to listen in on your conversation in your house, maybe you are talking to you. I'm sure you would have mentioned laptop to somebody before.
Yeah, yes,
with your phone around.
Yeah, I do.
Am I right?
Yeah, I do discuss about laptops and but not like I'm typing it.
Yeah, so you would have. So you don't need to type it from your audio, from what you have said concerning a laptop. They can build, or let me not say they can build, a recommender system, right, can take that audio input and process it to text, right? Yeah. And from that, recommend now laptops to you.
Okay,
so that's recommender system right there, right? That is showing up in the form of adverts and all that you see, right? But it's working with audio processing capabilities, right? So the audio is coming from your edge, from your device on the edge. It's coming from your phone, right?
Yeah, I get. I understand.
And then it's being fed. Yeah, so that's it right there.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's NLP also.
Yeah. All right.
In the loop.
Yeah.
Because
another question is in the chat box that say, can pure ML algorithm be used for building sophisticated system like Cortana? In the chat box.
No. It's a flat no. Right. So classical machine learning algorithms, right? Okay, let me not say flat no, right? Because as we see it, that, for example, I think maybe there are people in machine learning algorithms you have learned about, for example, decision trees that you combine decision trees to have a random which is an assembly, an ensemble of decision trees. So we said there that we can actually combine machine learning algorithms to actually build a solution, right? So you can have different, so your product can be phased, right? You have different aspects of your product, right? Even though, for example, you are building a recommender system, there are different parts, right? So you can have, maybe there are pre-existing layers that might be handled by classical machine learning algorithms, right? So like as part of your natural language toolkit, NLTK, right? You can have some ensembles that you use to like process your bag of words and stuff like that. But when it comes to the high level decision making, right, and inference, these are run by deep learning algorithms based on neural networks, right? So it might be a flat no at the high level, but I'm saying that maybe if we're looking at some micro components or some pre-layers, right? You could have some light tasks that are handled by your classical machine learning algorithms, because like I said, a solution like Cortana, right, is complex and it has a lot of moving parts. I hope I've answered the question.
Yeah, you have answered the question.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for that answers. Thank you for the questions. So I don't know if any other person has any question he should like to ask before the meeting comes to an end. All right. So that means we've all gotten something new from the speakers today, because I'm sure I personally have gotten a lot of information that I didn't have access to before. And that's, I say thank you to the speakers. Thank you for accepting to speak at our events. Mr. Father, I will say thank you. Mr. Michael, thank you for speaking. And I don't know if you have any parting words before we end the meeting today. So, Mr. Father, we would like some parting words from you. Either you drop it, we can contact you. We want to contact you maybe in the near future. Some of us have some questions about NLP. You can give us like your contacts, maybe your LinkedIn username or your Facebook, Twitter. So yeah, thank you.
All right. Okay. I believe my profile is already with the company. Yeah. I believe my profile is already available.
Yeah. Oh, have you filled the form?
Company,
yes.
Right? So connect. I love to be part of the network. Yeah, I filled the form already.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I love that we are growing all as a community all over the nation, all over the continent. So my parting word is this: at least for as many of us as are passionate about building solutions at this level, we want to really like build intelligence, right? I would say give yourself to research, to learning, right? There's so much out there. You know, my friend, a machine learning engineer, would always say that there's the pace at which our industry moves. You wake up and you realize that there's been an improvement overnight. Like it's like it's so exhausting and overwhelming. You can't actually catch up. Let it be. They may appear complex, right? But thing is not easy. It doesn't have to be easy. Right? But keep that attitude, keep that strongness too. Work on your ideas too.
Right. All right. Thank you for that, sir. Yeah, thank you. You were breaking. Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Mike, I don't know if you have any other, if you have something to add, like a party word for us.
All right, I just want to say thank you everyone for joining and thank you all for listening. Thank you, Sunday, Samuel, sorry. Thank you. And thank you, the team, for joining, and God bless you guys.
All right. Thank you everyone for joining. We have come to the end of today's meeting. So